Here we are, welcome back and welcome to episode 3 of Moorditj education. Moorditj meaning boss, meaning solid, meaning good, meaning worthwhile. I'm joined here by Laurence and who's going to give us lots of different insights as a man, as an Indigenous man, as my friend, as my fellow neighbour from these parts. If you haven't watched episodes 1 and 2, I really recommend that you do, just to see what we're all about, where we're coming from, and to catch up on what we're saying, and to get ready for our hard-hitting and truth-telling.
Yes.
So, this episode we've decided to call Shut Up and Listen. Shut Up and Listen. And I'm going to turn now to Laurence, because I want to ask you, what is the deeper meaning of this phrase, shut up and listen, in terms of Moorditj education?
Well, I think shut up and listen kind of sums up a lot of it. To actually just work with each other and listen to one another. Put on your active listening skills. Actually collaborate, because we can truly learn a lot from each other on both sides. But sometimes we cast a shadow through that one side of knowledge. But it's important that we understand both sides, both perspectives, and work with each other instead of against each other, and to integrate that knowledge for the greater good of both sides.
Yeah, and when you say both sides, you mean Indigenous and non-Indigenous,
Yes.
both perspectives. Yeah. I'm also noticing there's always a little bird that starts going off every time we start this podcast.
I've noticed that as well, yes.
Joining us here. So all right, so we need sort of both sides to sort of listen. Now, how do we start to, what are some active steps that you think we can take to shut up and listen? I mean, do I need to put some gaffer tape over my mouth? And
It could work.
Could work, yeah. literally shut myself up and listen? Or what would you recommend?
I think the most important thing is to just be present with one another, how we are doing now.
Yep.
We're each giving each other an opportunity to speak. When you talk, I'm very present, and I'm using active listening. I'm taking in what you're saying, and I am working with it. To hear both sides, and to not overcast a shadow where it's just that one side. We have to, to listen to everyone's perspectives. Doesn't matter colour, ethnicity, background. It's important that we all have an opportunity to be heard and to share our knowledges and wisdom to everybody that that wants to listen.
Yeah, because I think we're only losing out if we, if I didn't think that you had something really valuable to say and listen. I think I'd be missing out on a lot.
Yes.
So I've
Likewise.
I've learned a lot from you.
Yes, as I have you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm very intrigued by this image that you use, which is to cast a shadow. I'm very intrigued by your use of language in general, but also for this particular way of putting things. What do you mean, like, cast a shadow over someone if you're not listening? I get the sense.
Well, to cast a shadow is to not to listen to another person, to constantly think that your way is the most important way and no other way is valid.
Yep.
When we talk, it's important that we understand and listen to everybody's perspectives, because we all have different perspectives. But if I overcast my shadow on you, I am suppressing you. I am saying that your knowledge is and your teachings aren't correct. I am casting my shadow over you with my knowledge that I think is right,
Mm.
which is a form of suppression, I
Yes,
believe.
yes, yes. And so, what I'm hearing a lot is, to work more towards like a collaboration,
100%.
a collaboration with people.
Yes. Work with each other.
Yes.
Create, unity and equality,
Mm.
not to put up barriers and create division and segregation.
Yep. Now, when I suppose from like a Western perspective, there's a lot of competition. Like we want to succeed. We want to be the best.
Yep.
And sometimes I think we get in our minds, well, if I want to be the best, I have to make sure that other person is not the best. I have to kind of step on that other person or overtake the other person. So just very generally, I think Western culture is a lot of competition. I think Indigenous culture, there's a lot of collaboration. How can Western people move towards more the collaboration mindset?
Well, today it's time to move forward. Today it's time to let go of the old, of the past, to create a greater society and to heal. It's important that we bring down our egos and our, and to move forward.
Yep.
To stop moving back and to stop living in the realms of the past, but to move forward and to work with one another, regardless of who we are. It's very important. The only way we can create a greater society for all who live in it is if we work together.
Sure.
If we understand each other and if we, collaborate with one another.
You also mentioned that word heal,
Yes.
which I think is very
It's important that we start to heal the past.
Yes.
We start to unshackle those lines of oppression, to move forward into a greater society for all who live in it. Because we all have to live in it.
Yeah.
We all, we all share the same country. We all share the same land, and we all share the same air. We all have that breath. So why do we work against each other? Why can't we work with each other and to create something greater for everyone who lives in it?
Now, this might be a bit tricky question. So with the healing, how do you see that? So, do you think, in the relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous people needs to be healed? Do you think Western culture and Western people need to heal themselves somehow?
I think personally that there definitely has to be the gap has to be bridged.
Yeah.
Because there are still forms of division.
Yeah.
And we still see that in society nowadays.
Yes.
It's very sad, and to live in a world where there's still that kind of division when we have forgotten our true roots, that we are all humans, and we all come from the same planet and the same place, and we all share the same air. It's important that we start to look at that and identify that, and start to work towards that.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that we start to bridge the gap between two sides and bridge the gap within ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Very important.
What are some things that you could do to heal yourself? I know you've had some very significant challenges in your life, and feel free to go into that as much or as little as you want. I know you've had those challenges, but you healed yourself. How did you go about that?
The journey of healing is it can be, it's never fully there. you know, the journey of success is a road that's always under construction. You know, we never truly find ourselves, but I believe it's the most important journey one can truly travel. It's a journey of, you know, self-discovery, that understanding of one's true self and nature, you know, to really identify who you are as an individual, and to start to create a connection within yourself, and to start to do the work, whether if there's, you know, mental health, if there's past traumas, and there's some things that we haven't kind of resolved within ourselves, they can fester and they can pollute our souls and become toxic, and we can really lose ourselves in the process and become sick. So it's important that we start to heal ourselves, and we, you know, we heal the country, and we heal the people, and we start to bridge the gap, not just within ourselves, but bridge the gap between you know, between life, and we start to work with each other and not against each other, because those times are past, and we can't really excel to the next step unless we do that.
Now, I know that you have specifically written a program that was used and accepted and embraced by the prison system. So you were using it in there. And that program, I mean, you called it the self-discovery program, but I was having a look at it. And if anyone's interested in Laurence's program, which he designed, please get in contact with Laurence or myself or us. You know, you called it the self-discovery program, but, you know, I had a flick through. It really is, it's essentially a healing program as well, isn't it?
It is.
To heal yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you heal yourself before you wrote that program? Because I imagine that you would have had to have done that work of healing before you actually could communicate it to others.
It's important that any work you do, you must do it before you do it.
Yeah.
So you must do the work before you talk about it, before you implement it, or, you know, start to showcase it. You know, actually, it's important that in anything we do, whether we want to help people, heal people, you know, work with people, it's important that we understand that, and we actually work within that field, so we can actually take that life experience and teach others. You know, because if I was just talking about this, but I haven't done it, I'd be giving you false imagery. It'd be very false. I am not practicing what I preach.
Absolutely.
I would become fake, and, you know, I wouldn't be real.
Absolutely, I agree.
It comes from a fake and a non-genuine space, which is important that we, you know, do the work and then continue to do the work, because, you know, self-discovery is a journey of a lifetime. When we are 100, for example, we truly never know ourselves. There's always something new to learn about oneself, and, you know, as I said, that road is always under construction. You know, we never truly get to the end.
Now, here's maybe a tough question for yourself. Now, did you shut up and listen? Did you shut up and listen when you were undergoing your process of healing? And if so, who did you listen to, or what did you listen to? Did you have some mentors, some guiding people? Did you listen to the silence of the dark nights?
At the start,
yeah,
you know, I didn't listen.
Yep.
You know, my ego got in the way, and, you know, I got in the way of learning, because I thought I knew. I thought I understood when I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, that I got in the way of myself, and, you know, people that come on my journey and, you know, that entered my my path, you know, they were here to teach, and some people I just didn't listen to. I just, you know, and that's being honest, because, you know, that was a side of me that I didn't fully work with. And I didn't have that open mind to actually take in what they were saying, you know. But to work with that, I actually started to open that mind, which was a hard process, because it meant it's easy to learn, but it's harder to unlearn.
Yeah.
So much harder to unlearn. You know, once we are instilled these things throughout life, especially at a young age, and then we enter a stage where we have to unlearn all these things that actually are toxic and that actually aren't helping us. It's hard.
So how did you?
And that's a journey within itself, and it's a major process.
Yes. So how did you unlearn? What are some of the steps? For example, like did you write stuff down?
I did write a lot.
Did you read books? Did you meditate?
I think.
Are you talking about fitness in a previous episode?
Fitness is one of them, yes.
Yeah.
But I think actually putting myself in an environment where I would be firsthand in that situation, talking to people, you know, listening to people's ideas and actually taking on those ideas and working with them.
Yep.
You know, it was amazing, you know, to have an open mind of everyone else's perspectives, not just your own. It's true collaboration. It's true working together to actually listen to one another and not just overshadow.
So how did you get to that moment where you're talking to someone and you're thinking, you know what, maybe this person has got a point. Maybe I should start to tune in. Like, I'm just trying to work out, how did you go from, that guy doesn't know nothing, you know, or that person doesn't know anything, to how did you get then to the stage where you're thinking, you know what, I think this person has some insights. I'm going to listen up.
Yeah. I think it's important that you listen to everybody, regardless of insight and regardless of how big their IQs are and how smart they are and you know their status.
Yes.
It's important that we listen to everybody, regardless of who you are, because we all have something to teach and we all have something to learn.
Yeah.
You know, a 90-year-old man could learn from a 20-year-old young man. You know, just as much as he learns from him.
Yeah.
You know, there's no side to it. It's everyone has something to offer within themselves. Everyone has something to teach.
Yes.
You know, because we all have lived a life that, you know, that not knowing what this person has been through or what he understands, or we don't know his perspectives, but I would love to listen to that, and I would actually love to take on board that, because you have taught me something, that knowledge that is so important that I could probably never get anywhere else.
Yeah.
That true insights. You know, doesn't matter who you are. We all have some kind of wisdom, and we're all knowledgeable in our own different ways.
Yeah, which brings me to the next point, because we were talking about a little bit, we touched on in the previous episode, the different kind of intelligences.
Yes. So
and go on, I cut you off there.
So we all have different types of intelligence.
Yeah.
Different ways of doing things and looking at things. We have academic intelligence. We have street smarts. We have universal intelligence. We have planetarian intelligence. We have intelligence through nature, through culture, through understanding, through emotions, through other humans, through inner intelligence. There are different forms of intelligence. It's not just the one. You know, people have very creative intelligence. They're great artists. You know, they're very intelligent in that field of artistry, and it's amazing to not put a cap on intelligence and to not put a cap on that knowledge, because there's all different kinds.
Yes.
It's just like, you know, to look at that, and we're all different. We are all different, and we all have something different to offer, and we're all very unique in our own intelligences.
Yeah, because I think Western culture has really kind of narrowed it a little bit. It's getting a bit better now, I think, but narrowed it down to the academic intelligence, the cognitive intelligence, like someone who knows the facts, who can say a lot of facts. But yeah, there's a range of intelligence.
Of course. But I think nowadays we live in a world where intelligence is capped at academic, at an academic level.
Yeah.
But we forget about other intelligence. We forget about, that spiritual intelligence and that universal intelligence and that inner intelligence and that creative intelligence and that, that true intelligence. There's no true intelligence. We're all, intelligent in our own way, and it's important that we embrace that and understand that we're all different and unique, and we all have ways of showing, being, and creating.
Just looking at your the plait here, and for those who can see on the video, it's very evident here. It's made from yarns of wool.
Yes.
Kind of created. There is red, yellow, and black. And would you say that some sort of intelligence is embodied in that artifact?
100% there is. Yes. Well, this is not just a bit of string, and it's not just a bit of wool. It's culture, it's color, it's feeling, it's knowing. It can represent more than just what it looks like. It's embedded in who I am, and as a man, and as a young Indigenous man. When I lose myself, or sometimes when I'm talking about things, and it helps me to actually think.
Yep.
And this has been on my journey of change, and I've really it's been there, and kind of feels like I've poured my knowledge and my present within this.
Yeah.
So for me, this is sacred.
Yeah.
And it's I take it everywhere I go.
If only that could talk.
100%.
If only that could talk.
Yes,
What would we hear?
You'd
from?
hear a lot.
Yeah.
You'd definitely hear a lot.
Yeah.
But this is, I take this everywhere, and I hold it with pride, because I look at this and it just connects me back.
Yeah.
It connects me to my culture. It connects me to the land, and connects me to myself.
Yeah.
We don't just see that. It's a bit of string. I see more than that. I see what it's been through.
Yeah.
I see the journey it's embarked on with me. And I see the journeys it will embark on with me in the near future.
Yeah.
I might even take this to my grave. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's important to me. It's very,
Yeah. And thanks, mate, for answering such a personal question
cool.
about that. Look, just to coming towards the end here, you mentioned a couple of terms. I just wanted to know what you perceive by these terms, what you mean. You mentioned universal intelligence.
Yes.
What does that mean for you?
Well,
that's a pretty big term.
Well, universal intelligence could, it's worldly, it's planetary, and it's inner. Because really, we are from the universe, and we have that within ourselves. We have that knowledge within ourselves, stored so deep that we can access it.
Right. Connecting to the universal,
everything, everyone,
yes.
And just truly being present with wholeness.
Yeah.
And being present with you know, where we come from, and being present with the unknown, and you know, it's important that it's awesome to, you know, feel that connection, that greater connection.
Yep.
You know, to shift that side of consciousness and to start to see things that are right in front of us, but we're too blind to see it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really glad I asked that, because I sort of was of the understanding you were meaning sort of like knowing a little bit of everything, but it's actually more than that. It's actually that connection with the universe.
Yes.
Yeah. Universal intelligence. Mate, that is so big a concept that I'm going to leave it here for today. That is so big a concept that probably needs another, I don't know how many episodes. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me again today.
Thank you,
and
Andrew.
look forward to the next one.
Of course, me too.
And join us for the next one. Don't miss it.